Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights. I've got this wonderful Sabre Granddaddy Barlow and I've been working on it, and this was out of that basket of knives. And as you can see, she looks pretty clean right now because you know what? I'm kind of doing this in reverse order, kind of showing you almost the finished product here. I'm ready to throw it into the sonic cleaner here and try to clean out any grit and all this and that. I have a series of pictures that kind of shows the progression on this knife, and I can kind of explain how I did this. I did it just a little bit different. I think you're going to really love the results of that. And so I'm going to put it in the cleaner. I'll throw it in some mineral oil and let it soak for a while. Then we'll put some final touches on this, and then, we'll kind of go through the progression of how I got this knife cleaned up. So here we go, got our warm water in there already, and we'll throw a little Dawn dishwashing liquid in there. Just a tad more. And here we go. Well, let's take a look and see what we got here. Oh my goodness, look at how dirty that water is. It is dirty, isn't it? There's our knife. Boy, is that dirty. There's all kinds of stuff floating around in there. Yeah, we got us a nice clean knife here. Set that back. Move that out of the way. Let's wipe it off here. Now, folks, this knife did not start out in this condition. Believe you me. Yeah. Oh, boiled some more stuff out there. Good. And you can see how this knife has got really pitted from the original rust on it. And I want to show you the progression of kind of what the knife first looked like. I put up a series of pictures, and then we'll soak this. And while I'm putting the final touches on, we'll go through those pictures, and you can kind of see the progress. Still doesn't have very good walk and talk. It might have come from the factory that way. I know it's better than what it was. And of course, there's no oil in it right now. So just work it back and forth. But yep, let's give her a soak. And this is nice, clean mineral oil. This is the last that I have. I went through so much mineral oil on this basket of knives already. I'm going to the store today, and well, my big brother said he was going to buy stock in mineral oil, so that might not be a bad idea. Because I have a feeling I'm going to be going through a lot of it. Okay, here we go. Okay, we got her out of the fresh soaking of the mineral oil. Some nice clean mineral oil. And I'm going to get this wiped off here just a little bit. And we'll check it out. But listen, while I'm wiping all of this off, there's some stuff there. Got a little bit more out there, didn't I? While I'm wiping this off, I'm going to throw up a series of pictures. We'll start off with what the knife looked like when I first got it, first started. You can see in that left picture there on the, let's see, that'd be the pile side. You can see how deep that rust is set in. It's all crusted. You can see it's down into the bolster. Then you flip it over, you can see it's kind of the same on the other side of the blade. And then you can see the back springs there and the rust on it. So what I did differently with this is I initially used my Dremel, cleaned off what I could, and then rather than just throwing the whole knife into the rust remover, I got some fresh rust remover and put it in a jar up to the level to where just the blade would get down in there. So I'd let it soak for a couple of hours, pull it out, rinse it off, then use a Dremel on it, clean off what I could, put it back down in there another time for a couple hours, and I just repeated that step, I don't know, 3 or 4 times. So what you're seeing is a succession of videos kind of showing where we ended up with this. And I think it came out pretty good when you look at that first picture and then look at where we're at right now. I think you can see it looks pretty doggone good. Now, I won't be able to, well, it's pitted down in there and you can see the lines and the swirls and this and that. Really, I think the only way to get rid of that would be to sand it and try to sand a mirror polish onto it or that. But you guys all know I got a lot of knives I need to work on. So I'm not going to try to do that. But what's important to me is I think we got rid of all the rust. All the rust. And again, I can set this aside. You know, someday in the future, if I want to take the time to try to sand on it and even it out and take those lines out of it, why, I could do that. But for right now, we've gotten rid of all the rust. The rust is gone. And that is a fantastic feeling. We've saved this Granddaddy Barlow. And, okay, I got most of the oil out of this. Dug down in here into the channel. And that's kind of what I got out of the channel. Channels look pretty doggone good. Or channel, there's only one. And I want you to stay tuned because I got some new stuff I'm going to be experimenting with. A new rust remover. And I'm going to be doing some experimenting with it and see if it does a better job than this WD-40 rust remover that I'm currently using. So, just try to continue to innovate here a little bit. Still doesn't have the best walk and talk, but it may have come from the factory that way. But but at least it does snap close on its own. I don't think it did that when I first got started. So back springs are pretty clean. Let me just check it here. Oh, got just a little bit of stuff off of there, didn't I? As you work the blades, you'll work this stuff out. But they were rusty. The back spring was pretty rusty, as you saw. But let's put some kind of a final touch onto this. Use some of this Jeweler's Rouge, is what they call it. Start with a clean pad. Take a look at that knife. See where we're at. You can see where that bolster was really rusty. There's a couple of little pits there that, again, I don't think will polish out. But the rust is gone, so it's just kind of a patina left there. Okay. Let's see if we can just get her to shine a little bit better. Alrighty. And I've kind of learned when you're doing the final polish on it, use kind of a lower speed. Be a little more gentle with it. That bolster's coming out really nice. Really nice. Okay, it'll take a few times on this. Let me work on a little bit and we'll see what we get for a finished product. Okay, I worked on it here just a little bit. Looking awful clean, isn't it? It doesn't have a brilliant shine to it, although it's very clean. It's got kind of a matte finish to it, if you will. So I thought, let's just go that one extra little step. Let's just see if a little case paste on here would bring out the shine just a little bit better. Again, started with a new pad. And let's just see what a little bit of case paste will do. See if it'll bring it out just a little bit more. There it is, case paste, which is a product of SMKW. You can get it on their website. It's pretty cheap stuff. Works pretty good. Again, I'm going to use just a slow speed here. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, look at that. Maybe kick it up just a little bit. That's bringing out a little bit of shine, isn't it? What I've always said with these knives, you can polish them to your heart's content. And if I only had one knife to work on, maybe I'd spend a whole month just on that knife, you know, really bringing it back to life. But especially when you got tons of them to do, it's awful hard. All right. You can see that's helped out. Let me work on it just a little bit and I'll come back with some final thoughts. Well, folks, I don't know what you think, but I think this is another great knife save. Look at that. Again, you know, where it's pitted down in there and grooved down in there. The only way I know to get rid of that would be to use some very fine sandpaper. That's a lot of work, really. And does it really need to be that way? I don't know. This is an old knife. Granddaddy Barlow. I'm happy to have it. Happy to have found it. And I think she come out looking really, really good. Actually, you know, you leave little imperfections in there like that. It just shows it's an old vintage knife. Leaves it a little bit of character. But it is a lesson, folks. Be careful how you store your knives. That's right. These knives got put up somewhere, maybe in a garage or some humid place, and got left there for years. And then they just rusted because, you know, there's not a lot of use on this blade. Nothing wrong with that blade at all. This is still a fine knife, a fine piece of cutlery history. So I just want to tell everyone, thank you so much for hanging out here to the end. And until next time, have a very delightful day.